Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be sharing a full synthesis of my paper titled, May Balak Pa Ba Kayo? The Political Economy Behind the Rise of Dual Income, No Kids Lifestyle in the Philippines. In this video, I'll walk you through the core arguments of my study, including the background, the review of related literature, the findings, and what all of this means for our political economy. Let's begin with the big picture. The Philippines is known for being deeply family-centered, shaped by Catholic teachings that emphasize marriage, childbearing, and multi-generational family life. Traditionally, getting married and having children were seen as both cultural expectations and moral responsibilities. But today, a growing number of Filipino couples, especially between millennials and Gen Z, are choosing the dink lifestyle or dual income, no kids. This shift challenges what used to be the unquestioned norm of immediate parenthood. International research also links the rise of dink households to broader demographic challenges. In Japan, for example, extremely low fertility rates have resulted in an aging population and a shrink labor force, which now threaten their long-term economic vitality. Studies from the World Economic Forum and demographic experts warn that without stable population replacement, economies eventually slow down. These insights became important reference points for my study as the Philippines is starting to show similar patterns. Now, shifting to the Philippine context, the same global pressures appeared here but with our own local challenges. Housing in major cities can cost anywhere from 25,000 pesos to over 120,000 pesos a month. Grocery, transportation, and utility prices continue to rise due to inflation. Unemployment remains high and wages in many sectors are still too low to support a growing family. Because of these conditions, many couples feel that raising a child is simply unaffordable. The literature from the Philippine Statistics Authority and PIDS confirms these trends. Marriage rates have dropped sharply by 7.8% in 2023 and 22.6% in 2025. The country's population growth rate has fallen to 0.8%. A study by Archipelago Analytics also found that 60% of Gen Z prefer to marry after 35, while 59% of Filipino singles identify themselves to opt for a child-free. These choices reflect shifting cultural norms where younger generations now prioritize autonomy, financial security, career advancement, and lifestyle flexibility over the traditional timeline of marriage and parenthood. Beyond economics and culture, I also look at how government policies play a role. The Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Health Act provides more access to contraception, giving couples greater control over family planning. Labor policies also shape these conditions. While mothers get 105 days of maternity leave, fathers receive only 7 days. This reinforces unequal caregiving roles and often discourages women from having children early in their careers. My RRL showed that similar patterns occur in other countries where parental leave is imbalanced or childbearing is costly. Couples delay parenthood or choose to remain child-free entirely. With all of this combined, the rise of dink households in the Philippines reveals important effects on the political economy. With no dependents, dink couples typically have a higher disposable income, spending more on travel, leisure, lifestyle goods, and personal development. This contributes to a shift from family-centered consumption to individual-centered consumption. At the same time, because both partners work, they strengthen workforce participation, helping the economy in the short run. But in the long run, fewer children could lead to labor shortages and slower GDP growth, similar to what Japan is experiencing today. So the dink trend highlights a tension between individual financial survival and the country's demographic sustainability. My paper concludes that the dink lifestyle in the Philippines is not just a social trend. It is a rational response to economic pressures, one rooted in rising living expenses, unstable wages, and evolving cultural norms. It is also a structural outcome of government policies that shape family planning, labor rights, and economic security. To address this, I offer several recommendations. The government should expand free childcare, maternity care, and education to make parenthood more affordable. A national living wage rather than regional minimum wages could help match income with real living costs across the country. Parental leave policies must be upgraded to support both mothers and fathers equally. Finally, long-term demographic and economic strategies are needed to prevent the risk of an aging population. In the end, the dink trend reflects how the political economy influences even our most personal choices. Understanding this shift helps us see both the challenges and opportunities ahead for the Philippines. So, with that, thank you for listening. If you found this synthesis helpful, and I hope you have a great Christmas and New Year. Thank you!